Yo, what is everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to go over how to create this really cool flying freeze frame effect in Final Cut Pro 10 with this like flying mask effect. It's definitely a really cool effect. You can either do it this way or you could do it in reverse. You could basically have all four of him kind of come together and like this. You could create a freeze frame like this. That's definitely one idea, or you could have him just split off right there. It's definitely a pretty cool effect. I saw this effect by King Nuts Pro, and it's also in, I believe, like a Frito Bang music video with the same like kind of idea. So I kind of wanted to recreate and show you how to create this really cool effect. So let's head over to the example right here, and I'll just go ahead and just create a copy right there by holding down Option. You can go ahead and just create a new copy, and we'll just say right here at like 1 second right there, I'll place a marker. Go ahead and click Option F right here. We'll go right here, and I'll go ahead and try to create a freeze frame right there. And then voila, you created a freeze frame right there. Actually, I'll go ahead and just get rid of this first of all. I'll just do it. You could do it that way too, or what I did right. That's one method to do it. I did right here. I just went ahead, clicked the marker right here, clicked on Option F right there, created a freeze frame, and just dragged it up right there. And we'll just set it at 10 frames. You can do it both ways. That's just a couple different ways of doing it right there. It's all your personal preference. Which one you want to do? So you want to place the freeze frame on top right here. So we play it right here. This is what it looks like right here. It freezes and then kind of jumps. Obviously that's not the look that you want to go for. So we're going to go ahead, I'll just rename this one freeze frame right here. And basically what you're just going to do is you're going to go ahead and create 4 copies or 2 copies. I would probably encourage you to do either 2 or 4. If 4 looks too cluttered, then you can go ahead and just do 2. So we're going to go ahead and head over to mask, go ahead and apply a draw mask right there, and then we're just going to cut out Kyler Murray right here. For the sake of the tutorial, I'm not going to make this one the mask selection that good, but obviously if it's a real edit, like I always say, obviously make it edit it a lot better than this. But just for the sake of the tutorial and for the sake of time, I'm just going to go ahead and just cut out a very rough selection because I want to just save some time. So let's go ahead, that should be connected right there. Let's go ahead and move it right there, and there you go. You have a selection of Kyler Murray right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go out to 50% right there. I'm going to go ahead and click on the clip right here. I'm going to go here to transform. I'm going to go ahead and click the keyframe button right here. Now I'm going to go to the end, and I'm going to go 1 frame back right here. So I guess you could in total make it 11 frames. So go ahead and just move Kyler Murray off to the side right there. You kind of rotate him and adjust the position right there until you basically have it how you like it. So let's go ahead and wait for it to render a little bit, and let's go ahead and play it right here. As you can see, Kyler Murray basically flies off the screen right there, and then voila. So let's go ahead and play it right here and see how it looks. As you can see, there you go, Kyler Murray just flies off the screen right there. It's definitely a pretty cool look. Now what I'm going to do is create another copy. So we're going to create another copy right here, go to the transform tool. Now we're going to reset the keyframe right here. Going to place another keyframe right there, go to the end of the top clip right here, take Kyler Murray, and we're just going to move him down to the side right here, down to the bottom left, and there we go. So let's go ahead and play it right here, and if by accident you accidentally did like the same clip twice, you can go ahead and just redo it. So let's see, there we go. You see Kyler Murray splits off into 2 different directions right there, and that's how you create those two that first effect. Now if you want to add more Kyler Murray or add more flying freeze frames, go ahead here, head over to transform, reset, go ahead and place another keyframe, go to the end of the clip right here. We're just going to move Kyler Murray. Try your best to remember which you've done already. Sometimes I might forget here and there, but there we go. Now we just moved Kyler Murray over here. So let's go ahead and just play the clip right here. As you can see, there you go. He splits off into 3 directions right there. Let's go ahead and create another copy right here. Go over here. It's just basically repeating the same steps. Now you could honestly do even more than 4, but I think 4 is probably the best. You could have them split, from top to bottom, but for this sake, we'll just go ahead and just do for the 4 corners. So top right, top left, so on and so forth. And there you go. You have created the effect right there. So let's go ahead and play it for frame by frame, and there you go. You have created this really cool flying freeze frame right there, and there you go. Now if you're wondering why this one is faster than the one that I made mine at like 15 frames. This is at 10 frames, so I would think 10 frames would probably look a lot better. And there you go. That's how you create this really cool flying freeze frame right there. Now you could also go ahead and just create a compound clip right there, just to help make your life a little bit easier. What you could also do is you could also add some motion blur onto the clip right here. Obviously you don't want it to look like that, you want some sort of motion blur right there. So you don't have to add motion blur, but I think in most cases you would, just to make it look a little more realistic. I have moderate motion blur right there. I just went ahead and disabled it because the playback isn't super smooth, but there we go. That's how you create this really cool flying freeze frame effect in Final Cut Pro 10. You could do it a couple different ways. Like I said, you can either split the freeze frame right here, or you can create another copy, create a freeze frame. It doesn't really matter how you create the freeze frame. It doesn't even have to be, you know, perfectly lined up with Kyler Murray. It just needs to be like a rough estimate. But there, all this is a freeze frame, and you're just keyframing the position of all four, and there you go. Now this one is 15 frames. The one that I made the example is 10 frames. After watching them both back, obviously you can make your decision on which one you like, but I'm personally a much bigger fan of it lasting for 10 frames, but I kind of want to try it last of 15 frames, you know, see if it looked a little bit better. But I would encourage you to probably just stick to 10 frames because I think that looks a lot better. And don't forget to add some motion blur because it'll make your effect look a lot more realistic. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it helpful and informative. If you're new to the channel, I upload Final Cut Pro 10 tutorials every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you enjoy these types of videos, consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, a Final Cut Pro 10 tutorial playlist with over 190 Final Cut Pro 10 tutorials. See you in the next one. Peace.